Hey everyone, I'm Matt Ford, and welcome to the pilot episode of The Good Trouble Show. We have some great stuff in store for the coming weeks. We've got some fun interviews, political commentary, and who knows what the hell else we'll be doing. We'll be figuring out as we go. But anyway, coming up, we have perhaps one of the youngest political candidates running for Ohio State House, Sam Lawrence. But first, let's get to some breaking news for all of you Star Wars fans. Darth Vader is alive.
In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big. I know it, he knows it, and deep down, I think most Republicans know it. Lynn and I are so proud of Liz for standing up for the truth, doing what's right, honoring her oath to the Constitution, when so many in our party are too scared to do so. Liz is fearless. She never backs down from a fight. There is nothing more important she will ever do than lead the effort to make sure Donald Trump is never again near the Oval Office. And she will succeed. I am Dick Cheney. I proudly voted for my daughter. I hope you will too.
Actually, that's former Vice President Dick Cheney, who came down to earth from the Death Star to support his daughter, Princess Leia. Liz Cheney. Anyway, seriously though, while I may not agree with any of Dick or Liz Cheney's policies, they truly are the last sane people left in the Republican Party. I mean, just look at House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and the rest of these Trump sycophants. It's like a Jim Jones cult drinking orange Kool-Aid provided by Trump. I mean, they are truly batshit crazy. Speaking of batshit crazy,
the Constitution of Florida has vested the veto power in the governor, not in individual state attorneys. And so when you flagrantly violate your oath of office, when you make yourself above the law, you have violated your duty, you have neglected your duty, and you are displaying a lack of competence to be able to perform those duties. And so today we are suspending State Attorney Andrew Warren, effective immediately.
Wow, one thing you can say about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump is that they love to pull the authoritarian card. Warren responded with this tweet, quote, "Today's political stunt is an illegal overreach that continues a dangerous pattern by Ron DeSantis of using his office to further his own political ambition. It spits in the face of the voters of Hillsborough County who have twice elected me to serve them." Not Ron DeSantis. But hey, Ron DeSantis and Trump do love to spit on the voters, or at least bilk them, of course. So our next guest is not batshit crazy. While his college friends are out drinking beer, partying, and doing things college students do, Sam Lawrence is running for office in the Ohio State House. Sam, you're our first guest, so thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Matt. It's great to be out and great to be on the pilot episode.
Okay, so you're running for Ohio State House District 47. Where is the 47th district?
So District 47 is within the greater Cincinnati area in southwest Ohio. I'm proud to be running. I live in Oxford, Ohio, home of Miami University, where I just finished my freshman year. Also included within the district are the city of Hamilton, the 10th biggest city in Ohio, as well as a few townships, Oxford Township, Fairfield Township, Riley Township, and Hanover Township. So the district looks like an L if you're looking at it, and again, it's the 47th down right outside of Cincinnati.
I take it it's primarily Republican.
Not exactly. It's kind of a mix. You've got Oxford is a pretty blue dot. You've got your Trumpers, but generally, I think my district is made up of a lot of moderates, whatever side they may be on, and I think that's where we're going to capitalize.
Okay, so we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Are you the youngest candidate to ever run for office in Ohio?
Yeah, so I just finished my freshman year in college. I will be a sophomore this coming semester, and I am attending. That's one of the most common questions I get. Are you going to finish college? Yes, I'm actually going to keep attending classes while I'm running my race here next semester. But no, I am not the youngest in Ohio's history. So a little known fact, U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, who recently endorsed my campaign, was actually elected to the Ohio State House at the ripe old age of 22. My good friend Sam Cow, who was a 17-year-old, he would have been 18 by election day. He just lost his primary bid. But there have been a few, including a guy named Derek Seaver, who was elected when he was 18. But I'm pretty close.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your opponent, the incumbent that you're running against.
Yeah, so just a few days ago, I ran unopposed and won my Democratic primary. I always say that would have been a hard one for me to lose. But essentially, the incumbent I'm running against, she's running for a third term. She's an incumbent Republican named Sarah Carruthers. So Sarah Carruthers, a few things about her. First of all, her middle name is P. P as in Proctor, Sarah Proctor Carruthers. Proctor as in Procter & Gamble. She comes from immense wealth, more than I can probably visualize. And she has 3 houses, including 2 here in Hamilton that she's barely ever at. She is an out-of-touch millionaire, and she's too focused on the rich areas of Hamilton, not bringing money to her constituents who really need it. Second of all, she's corrupt. She's openly corrupt. So in her very first term, there was a scandal about her not following up on a promise to buy a surrogate a house. And that is its whole thing in itself. But more recently... Yeah, I know, right? More recently, she was outed for, back in 2020, during the height of the pandemic, Sarah tried to push $300 million worth of legislation in funding for nursing homes through the State House. She tried to push funding for nursing homes through the State House. So she was in support of this funding. And when you look at it, you realize that funding was a blank check. There was no delegation on where it was to be spent, which is weird. And then you look a little further into it, and people started realizing that a few weeks later, she got 4 maximum campaign contributions from 4 of the biggest nursing home industry tycoons in the state of Ohio. It's blatant pay to play. And then when she's called out on it, she calls it just another hack by the liberal media. So again, this is a woman that needs to be unseated. She is too corrupt and too dangerous to hold public office.
So are there any plans for you two to go head-to-head in a debate?
No, there are not. So I have publicly challenged Sarah multiple times to debate me. We have momentum and pull like she does not. So I know she's seeing everything. I've talked to her staff and told them to offer the invitation. Radio silence on her end. I'm told from my Butler County friends that she has a history of dodging debates. But what we're planning on doing is pushing her into a corner. We've got all the momentum. We have the small dollar donations. We have the national attention, and we're campaigning. So essentially, if she's not going to debate me, first of all, I think it shows a lot to her character that she won't debate a 19-year-old. But also, I think it shows that she's not ready to represent her constituents if she can't prove why she's the better option.
All right, so the election is November 8th. So how can folks find you? Where can they find you online? How can they help?
Yeah, and thank you for asking that. I always love to plug. But first of all, my website is samforohio.com. All of my social media handles are Sam for Ohio, and if we don't have a social media right now, you best believe we will in the next few weeks. We're already planning our TikTok right now. But Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you can find me at Sam for Ohio, as well as my campaign has done an incredible job of making sure you can help out wherever you are, even if you aren't in our district. If you are, you need to put a yard sign in your yard. You need to come to our community canvases, to our events. Come meet me. I will talk to you. If you are not in my district, if you are in the state of Ohio, if you are in the country, anywhere across the nation, you can donate to my campaign at sl4oh.win. Small dollar donations are what's going to fuel us past the finish line, as well as we're setting up phone banking and internship programs that we're already taking on applicants for. So there are plenty of ways to help out Team Sam, and I would love any help that I could get.
Sam, thanks a bunch for joining us. We wish you well. And I have to say, with all of this craziness going on, it personally gives me hope that young people like yourself are getting involved in politics and want to make this world, want to make our country a better place. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for the kind words, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, that was Sam Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen. Sam, thanks for being here. Folks, thanks for joining us. We've got more great stuff heading your way, so if you enjoyed our show, kindly give us a retweet and a follow. And if you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe and the thumbs up button. It really helps us out. We have more in store for you soon. See you next time.